Queen Sugar, season 6, episode 1. So the episode kind of starts off with, Michael speaking in his online class, and they are talking about the Redemption song by Bob Marley. And Michael says that is attending Frankfurt this semester. And I'm wondering, will he still be going to Xavier? I don't know. But then, Charlie calls, and Charlie's in California, supposed to be waiting for a big meeting, but Charlie is like, Charlie like she is happy and enjoying herself down there in Cali. Go ahead, Charlie. And then Michael gets another phone call, and this phone call, he is smiling extra hard. Michael must be like, forget Kiki, I got me a new boo now, whatever. I really want to know what happened with him and Kiki. When will we ever find that one out? But who knows? Okay, so then, Ralph Angel is on the porch talking to Prosper, and he's telling Prosper how Blue calls him every day with, baby names or whatever. And, Prosper tells Ralph Angel how proud of him he is, and with, trying to get the lawsuit for the black farmers, because how hard it is for black farmers to get loans and any other type of support or whatever. And here comes Darla. And I just love Ralph Angel and Darla's love story, because they fought their way back to each other and they got married and having their ever after, which I hope they really do have it. And Darla tries to get Ralph Angel to come with her to a meetup with Aunt Vi, and Ralph Angel says, Aunt Vi know how to find me if she want to make things right. So apparently they still beefing, which I'm not surprised, because the way Aunt Vi talked to Ralph Angel, I don't see that getting cleared up no time soon. So Aunt Vi, we were at Aunt Vi diner, and she has a sign in her window saying, pay what you can to the customers. I guess the ones they were hit very hard with the pandemic. And she tells that to the guy that's at the register, to pay what he can or whatever. And then here comes Hollywood, and him and Aunt Vi argue over this blueberry pie. The Aunt Vi insists the pie's for blue, but Hollywood is like, a customer ordered this, you have to give it to the customer. But of course, Aunt Vi rules always. So she put the pie in the bag, put it up. And just as like Ralph Angel is mad with Aunt Vi is just as mad with Ralph Angel. And they both are just pretty stubborn at this point. But I'm kind of with Ralph Angel on this one, because Aunt Vi really talked real bad to Ralph Angel this time. And she kind of poked the bear, and that part of Ralph Angel came out and she got what she got. But, it is what it is. And she told Hollywood that she wasn't above killing him in his sleep. Which tickled me, because that sound like something I say. And then she gets a phone call, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. And she was telling them she got them or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with that one. But now we're here with Nova, and I have this love-hate relationship with Nova, and Nova just be doing too much and getting on my nerves. So, and of course, when Nova is up to her activism stuff, and the person was telling her that she should get into politics or whatever, and I think Nova's going to consider it. And I'm wondering, would that cause some type of rift again with her and Charlie? I hope not, because I'm kind of sick of it. But here comes Charlie and David sneaking around like they some little high school love pets or something, whatever. And of course, Davis, we know you pretty good at sneaking around. I'm just saying, past experiences. But it's kind of giving you the vibe that sometimes you get it right on the second try or whatever, which in a lot of situations I don't recommend. Don't ask me how I know. But moving on, Charlie says she wants to get deeper into politics, but of course Davis is right with her and was like, whatever she decides to do, he's going to back her no matter what. And I'm like, okay, David, you trying to get your points up, ain't you, baby? But I still got my eye on you. My good eye. Which I don't know which one it is because I'm blind as a bat. But you know, whatever. So, Ralph Angel is at the payday loan. And the man tells him this is his 4th loan in 6 months. And so by law, he has to run a background check. Ralph Angel, what is y'all doing over there? Good Lord. And then we come to Nova sitting in the car with Officer Walker talking about defunding the police. And, you know, he's a little hesitant because he tells Nova, how are you going to help me defund the police when you live in a house with a dirty cop? And I'm like, touche. But, you know, Nova is so committed, and she told him if anybody was asked about his involvement, she would deny it until her dying day. So he agrees to go move forward. So Hollywood is sitting down going through some of his mom's stuff, and he puts on her red fedora hat and he starts imitating her, and that reminds me of me because that was something I would do with my mama. But and so he gets a little emotional and he walks in there with Vi. And I guess they were supposed to be having a little, you know, me and you time or whatever, and they both was like so tired, so they was like, we'll take a rain check. And then Nova gets home and her door is like cracked open, and I got scared like, oh Lord, Nova, they coming for you, baby. But of course she realized she was moving too fast this morning, and she left the door, you know, cracked open or whatever, and she left her keys on the table. Nova, you better stop moving that fast and pay attention now. Okay, now Aunt Vi calls Michael to see why he stood her up. And of course he lied, talking about he was at the library. And you know, Aunt Vi was like, boy, y'all don't go to no library no more or whatever. And so she peeped game and told Michael, you know, you grown, but don't be bringing no accidents around here. So, you know, she already up on game or whatever. So then come this woman. Is that the professor? Just hugging and kissing on Micah and stuff. And I'm like, Lord. Then she told him she appreciates his stamina. Fix it. Michael, I don't know what you play a dangerous game, baby. And then here comes a delivery guy to Darla and Ralph Angel's house, and it's like a surprise Ralph Angel has for Darla or whatever, and it's the crib that she wanted, and she's excited but then still, you know, hesitant because they have, you know, financial problems right now, and she feel like it's not a good idea. But you know, Ralph Angel is studied banking on this settlement, and you know, I really hope that this lawsuit comes through because he showed depending on it pretty heavily. And then he quit his job during the pandemic because he didn't want to bring COVID to Darla or the baby, which I understand, but still, you don't have no other source of income right now. The harvest's not going like it's supposed to go. So I don't know. But you know, Nova picks up Prosper, and then her and him talk, and he thanks her for always being there for him, and she tells him she got him no matter what or whatever. I just really love Prosper, and I really love how Nova makes sure she looks out to Prosper, which is very good because that's kind of like me and my grandma or whatever. So over at the diner, Hollywood is laying down the rules for the vaccine drive, but Aunt Vi just disappears talking about she going to church. Where am I going? And then Ralph gets a call while he's sitting in the truck about a delinquent loan, and he got the nerve to have an attitude like them folks ain't got a right to ask for their money and you ain't paying or whatever. And I'm like, what is Ralph Angel them got going on or whatever? And then at the vaccine drive, they noticed that there's more people than they expected. Then Prosper thinks that the people are not residents of St. Joe because he basically been there his whole life and he knows who's there and who's not or whatever. And, you know, here we get, and Vi pulling up to this rundown hotel, and I'm like, this ain't church. But she walks up the steps and she knocks on this door and she leaves this paper bag at the doorsteps and walks back down. And Vi, what you got going on? I know that better not be Jimmy Dale in there though. I don't know why Jimmy Dale the first person come in my head, but I don't think Aunt Vi would help Jimmy Dale, but with Aunt Vi you kind of never know whatever. But whew. Okay, so back over at the vaccine drive, you got Micah coming all happy, taking pictures, and you know, Ralph Angel had a little attitude and wasn't smiling. And Mike was like, smile, Uncle Ra, you know, we doing this for black people, we getting them vaccinated, whatever. And of course, you know, he went on and smiled and, you know, posed for the camera, whatever. But we all know what Ralph Angel is, you know, he got in the back of his head about, you know, his, you know, delinquency on his loans and stuff. Meanwhile, Nova is worried because she doesn't think they have enough vaccines for everybody. And Aunt Vi said the white folks that doesn't live around here are the ones that need to go. And Hollywood asked her, did she talk to Rod? And she was like, Ernest should have left her an instructional manual on how to deal with his kids. Boy, they stay tap dancing on Aunt Vi nerve. And she goes to say that she, you know, doesn't know what Nova is thinking trying to defund the police. And, you know, and later on we realized that Aunt Vi might have had a point. But you know how some people are, they want things to stay the way they is, you know, especially people that's, you know, older. They know how to, like, just deal with it and not, like, try to fix everything or whatever. But so some rude people, white people, come up in a red pickup truck with this Confederate flag on the front of it. So you already know what type of time they on. And they were trying to get a vaccine, and of course they didn't have no ID because of course they wasn't residents of St. Joe, but trying to get ahead of the line to get a vaccine. And of course they get frustrated because Nova is not backing down on what she, you know, said about, you know, where's your ID, your proof of residence. And so they get frustrated and drive off. Then she find out that the St. Joe residents are way in the back of the line and the outsiders are in the front. And so Nova gets on this megaphone. And when I seen Nova outfit, I was like, girl, what is you got on? I'm gonna need y'all to get Nova a better stylist. I'm just saying. Or whatever. So she gets on the megaphone and she tells them that if you don't have proof of being a resident of St. Joe, then you need to get out of the line. And of course, people weren't studying what Nova was talking about. They was arguing they would not get out of their line. So things start getting a little uncontrollable. And Nova says she gonna call the sheriff so he can, you know, kind of regulate everything. And Michael was like, huh? And I'm like, how you gonna try to defund the police and then call the police for help? Nova, make it make sense. God, she confuses me at all time, not half the time, all the time. Then here come one of these Karens, and she talking about some reverse racism. I'm like, girl, please go sit down. And of course, here comes, you know, the sheriff, and you know, the lady was telling her that Nova, because Nova was talking to a resident that she know, and you know, the lady had been there since 7 o'clock that morning, and she didn't have her IDs, and you know, whatever, and Nova knew her, and Nova knew that she'd been here all her life, but she didn't have her ID, so the Karen was like, I've been here since 6, me and my aunt been here since 6, or whatever, and so she's trying to push her ahead of the line, it's not fair. And of course, the sheriff, with what Nova got going on, the sheriff is like, I mean, can we have, be fair? You always preach fair, can we be fair and, you do what's right? She go get her ID and prove that she's a resident and, get this young lady her vaccine. And I got, he's salty because, her stance on defunding the police or whatever. And he lets that be known to Nova. Now, Nova over here looking stupid as usual because something done blew up in her face yet again. And, it's just Nova don't be thinking sometimes. And so things really start getting crazy. And, Prosper is trying to defend this lady that's a resident when this officer just, starts grabbing and pulling on Prosper. And, he's pulling back. And then next thing you know, Prosper falls in his head. And I'm like, y'all bet not be taking Prosper off this show. Prosper better live. I'm telling you now, Prosper better live because, I am upset about this. Oh, this damn Nova. I'm pretty sure she gonna be blamed for this. Well, that's all I got for you guys on this episode. And I'm pretty new to this. Well, not pretty new. I am new to this YouTube reviewing things, whatever. And I have a lot of things that I want to do on this channel. Not just reviews, just a lot more things or whatever. But like and subscribe and let your girl know what you think or whatever, and give me suggestions or whatever. And I'll be back to you later. Goodbye.